तो शुरू कर सकते हैं ना? ओके. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session for PhD Educational Studies JNUEE 2021 entrance exam. So we are trying to help clearing doubts regarding our the entrance exam that is for the course PhD Educational Studies. This year, the pattern of the I think we already had in this series one class previously, or I think उसमें पैटर्न डिस्कस किया मतलब किया जा चुका है, लेकिन I will try to reiterate the whole thing because there might be new students who have joined, new aspirants. So पैटर्न जो है इस एंट्रेंस का, तो उसमें उस पेपर में रहता है 5 sections, and the first section is research solely on research methodology, and it might carry certain questions regarding methodology, philosophy of science, and philosophy of research. Those are not so much frequent, but they might be there. So along with all the other research methodology contents, one should look out for them also. And उसके बाद आता है the second half, where the PhD in educational studies is carried out from 4 social science disciplines. उसमें the 4 disciplines are sociology of education, economics of education, history of education, and economics, history, and psychology of education. So आज जो है हम लोग इधर we are trying to give instructions regarding give certain, like, provide help regarding sociology section of the paper. One has to only attempt 2 sections. One is mandatory, the first part, which is the research methodology part, and the second part one has to choose from these 4 options. Am I audible to everyone? Is it coming, my voice? Hello?
Yes.
Is there any disturbance regarding, like, there is fan? So I'm asking. Okay. Thank you. So what I have done, I prepared 2 slides. So I'll be sharing the 2 slides just to help for, I think, where is the slide of? Okay. Hello, am I audible? Hello,
Yeah,
someone should say, because I don't. Okay, thank you. Because I am not seeing anything other than my PPT, so please respond whenever I ask. So in sociology, the syllabus is not very thick actually. In a sense, it is only 7 sections. Given in 7 sections, classical and contemporary sociological theory and thinkers. Here, one has to look for Marx, Weber, and Durkheim. these three are the key thinkers in sociology, as we all know. But apart from them, Darendorf and sometimes George Simmel, and these questions on these thinkers also come, and Parsons, Talcott Parsons, and some certain questions from neo-functionalism also might come. But Durkheim, Weber, and Marx, they are the key thinkers that we have to be very, we need to have very deep understanding of them, because questions won't come directly like the way it can be presented in a degree course, but questions will be on certain kind of interpretations. So they are testing interpretations, interpretational skills and analytical skills through these questions. So उसके बाद जो आता है themes and issues in Indian society. These might vary from asking simpler questions to certain current issue related questions also, like farmer related, the current farmer protest, or might be there might be the issue related with migration, and all these kind of things might come. Rural and urban sociology, well, this is also an important section. The thinkers in urban sociology and rural sociology, they need to be also like there should be a great importance should be given for these thinkers also. Urban sociology like Louis Wirth and Chicago School, these kind of thinkers, and then rural sociology. Mostly you can also look out for anthropological studies also done in various uh, parts of the world and also in India. And sociology of backward classes and marginalized. This is also it is intertwined with rural and urban sociology, and also with Indian themes and issues in Indian society. So if we look at it in a way, these three are interrelated, the second, third, and the fourth one. Then sociology of education, sociology of development. Sociology of education, key thinkers need to be read in this regard, starting from study like uh, uh, authors like Michael Apple, and then uh, critical thinkers like Ivan Illich and all these. So and then sociology of development, and methodology and methods in sociological research. Methodology and methods in sociological research, one has to look out for qualitative content analysis and then also quantitative analysis. But quantitative is not pretty, like it is been dealt in the part A section. So but in sociology section, quantitative won't, most likely it won't be there. But other than that, in methodology, one has to also look at positivist, functionalist, all these kind of methodological issues. And then also methods, in methods one has to look at ethnographic or other forms of methods that are being used in sociological studies. So moving on to the next slide. So what I have prepared is I gathered the references that can be used during the preparation of this for this entrance exam. First is obviously IGNOU BA and MA notes, because these notes are being prepared by the like all the best sociologists in India. So they are very simply written and they are very understandable. So in that sense, they are very helpful in making notes for like this objective MCQ kind of exams. So IGNOU BA and MA notes are available on in this. One can note down this link, and then there is George Ridger's sociological theory. Um, this is a very important book in the sense that it also helps in preparation for NET, JRF, and other forms of exams. So uh, this book one can rely for understanding Durkheim, Weber, all the key thinkers. For Marx, I think one has to read more, but for this uh, for Weber and Durkheim, it's very good. And then uh, for other kind of strands, like in the various paradigms within sociology, George Ridger gives a very historical understanding. So one gets to know how many paradigms interacted with each other, and how how they came into being in the process of time. So this is a very good book in understanding that. And then structure of sociological theory, the first chapter is very important, keeping in view of this entrance by J.H. Turner. The first chapter actually gives what are the philosophical issues actually are there in sociological research, and one encounters, and that's make it very good for the research methodology part uh, in this for this exam. So this is Invitation to Sociology by Peter Berger is a classic book, but it's a very important book in the sense that it also gives understanding of the post this the turn that happened in 60s in sociology. So sociology of everyday life and all this. So to deal with questions of those kind and to understand, because the questions won't come in a way that is pretty much straightforward. They will come in a very tricky sense. I will discuss it later on, but to understand all this, to get a very good perspective, this is a very fundamental book, and it's very important. One can also look at Anthony Giddens' Introduction to Sociology and Andre Bette's Sociological Essays on Approach and Method. Andre Bette's book is mostly based on Indian sociology as it has been done in India. So that is also, that might be helpful, but one can just get a glance at. So there's another book, Shian Shankar Rao, Sociology, which is not a great book in sociology, but still one needs to rely upon for these kind of test, entrance test, and net exams. So because this book gives uh, very point to point kind of in a very concise but very crispy way of uh, giving details about sociology. So the book is good in that it's helpful in making notes. And then for Indian sociological thought, Bhupender Kumar Nakla, this book is also good. It discusses around 10, 7 to 10 thinkers, sociologists of India. I think Romila Thapar is also there, but still her sociological understanding has been discussed there. So this book is also very important in the sense that to understand and to make a quick review of what Indian sociological thought entails. This book is very important. Uh, these are some of the books that I said already. The Turner book and the sociological theory book. So just to give so that people can identify. And Upkar's UGC NET JRF exam solved papers, because we don't have much papers to actually practice. So one of the key element to crack these kind of exams is to practice all forms of question papers. So UGC NET JRF is pretty much the content is related to what the content of the syllabus content of our centers is entrance exam content entails. So this book is very important in the sense that it is also what I found about this book is that the answers are not wrong. It's what UGC actually takes as answers in net exam, but the thing is some of the answers might come as very conflicting, so just ignore them if they are beyond your approach of verification. Just ignore them. They might not even come in this exam, in JNUEE entrance exam. So I think this is finished till now. Is there any question? Hello?
हाँ भैया,
Anything to?
एक क्वेश्चन था।
हाँ बोलिए।
ये रूरल एंड अर्बन सोशियोलॉजी जो है, इसके लिए कोई पर्टिकुलर बुक या अलग से कुछ स्टडी मटेरियल?
अर्बन सोशियोलॉजी आपको जो BA-MA नोट्स है, मैं इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ BA-MA नोट्स, क्योंकि अभी क्लासिक बुक अगर पढ़ने जाएंगे तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, और सितंबर एंड तक आपका एग्जाम है, और अभी टाइम अराउंड 1 मंथ का भी नहीं है। तो टू हैव ए क्विक लुक एंड टू हैव मतलब समथिंग सॉलिड, जो इग्नो का BA-MA नोट्स है उधर सफिशिएंट इंफॉर्मेशन है इसके रिगार्डिंग, और बुक्स एंड ऑथर्स का भी नाम आपको उधर मिल जाएगा। तो उसमें अर्बन एंड रूरल सोशियोलॉजी हो, या फिर इंडियन सोशियोलॉजिकल थॉट हो, या फिर इश्यूज ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी हो, जो मतलब एंट्रेंस टाइप के एग्जाम में आते हैं। इट्स नॉट लाइक all the issues that are there in Indian society will be there in our exam, so वो नहीं होगा। लेकिन ये है कि जो within क्लासरूम सिखाया जाता है वो सब मतलब अभी ब्रश अप करने का बहुत जरूरत है। तो उसमें BA-MA नोट्स बहुत हेल्पफुल रहता है, क्योंकि ये हर एक कैप्सूल की तरह एक मतलब नोट्स होता है कि 7 पेज का हो जाए या फिर 8 पेज का हो जाए। तो वो 7-8 पेज का होता है, तो यू विल फाइंड इट इजी टू रीड, एंड देन यू विल फाइंड इट इजियर टू मेक नोट्स फ्रॉम देयर। तो अगर क्लासिक बुक रीडिंग करना है तो वो बुक बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन उसका अभी एंट्रेंस के हिसाब से कोई देयर इज नो इम्पोर्टेंस। हेलो
भैया, थैंक यू।
और कुछ? हेलो, हाँ बोलिए।
बेदा, हाय, श्रवण दिस साइड।
हाँ बोलिए।
हाँ, ये सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट के थिंकर्स हैं कोई? सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट के
सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट के थिंकर्स?
हाँ मतलब
हेलो,
एनी सोर्स? हाँ, आई एम सेइंग एनी सोर्स कहाँ से, मतलब वेयर कैन वी फाइंड ये अपार्ट फ्रॉम इग्नू?
हाँ वो तो
सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ एजुकेशन के तो एप्पल है, इलिच है, फ्रेरे भी आ जाएंगे।
फ्रेरे एजुकेशन में, सोशियोलॉजी में नहीं आएंगे, फिलोसफी में आ जाएंगे, लेकिन अच्छा, हाँ बोल सकते हैं सोशियोलॉजी में भी पढ़ाया जाता है।
हाँ। तो वैसे सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट में कैन यू थिंक ऑफ एनीवन राइट नाउ?
सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट एक्चुअली डेवलपमेंट विथ एजुकेशन देखना पड़ेगा इसमें। आप सोशियोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपमेंट बाकी सब थिंकर्स को शायद कम ये देंगे। तो माइकल एप्पल्स भी एज ए वे ऑफ एज ए क्रिटिक ऑफ न्यू लिबरल न्यू कंजर्वेटिव डेवलपमेंट, वो डेवलपमेंट थिंकर्स ही है। तो ये डेवलपमेंट और एजुकेशन जो है ये इंटरट्वाइंड है एक तरीके से। तो उसमें ज्यादा बाहर जाने का मतलब, यू डोंट हैव टू गो वेरी आउटवर्ड from the focal point of education actually.
Yeah.
So, hello?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm able to understand, but I was just noting down the names of people, like names of thinkers. So I just thought if you can add up to the list, that's it. I mean, you're very specific.
Okay.
You're very correct in suggesting us the approach for the exam. We're very correct in saying, because it's hardly 20 days left for the exam, and one has to think of cracking it rather than going into the exam. But still, I was just
going outwardly.
That's correct. So I was just thinking if you can add up the names of the thinkers, I mean, whom we can just
there is one book, Deschooling Society in US. I'm forgetting the name of the thinker. I can just look it up in Google.
Ivan Illich has written in the 60s.
Then there are other forms of books like these. You have to really look at from this section actually. Most of the time books and authors वो वाला टाइप का क्वेश्चन आता है, तो आप ये भी देख सकते हैं कि जैसा कि there was a work on New York slum, the slum society or something like that, I forgot, but वो वैसा टाइप का, तो those kind of works you can look up. मतलब you don't have to go through all of it, but you can look up regarding the content. So other than that, sociology of development, I think अभी मेरे पास अभी डायरेक्ट थिंकर का नाम नहीं आ रहा है, लेकिन I can get back to you if you contact me later.
Yes, okay. I'll do that. Okay. It's okay. Thank you.
Okay. So is there anything else? Okay, then let's move on to the next thing. To what I wanted to do for next, since there is if I also invite some suggestion so that I can also improve this session actually. But I also prepared certain kind of question types so that we can discuss this, and then we can go ahead with tackling how to with the strategies of tackling how to get good score in the exam. So there, these questions are from previous year question papers. There are only 2 such exams where MCQ has been adapted. So I only took those question papers into regard, but one can also go back to JNUEE exams, and then sociology from CSSS and those papers, and also MA exams, like those questions might also come. It's not like they have gradation in terms of questions. Gradation in the sense that like some questions, easier questions will also be there so that the students can attend certain questions. So okay. Okay, is it visible to everyone, the PPT? Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
So, like this question, sociological imagination requires us to think ourselves away from the familiar routines of our daily lives in order to look at them anew. So the thing is, certain questions you have only 4 options, so you can also select them if you don't know the correct answer by elimination. In the sense that you eliminate 2, you have your you are left with only two options, and from there you can further eliminate and you can arrive at a correct answer. So in this sociological imagination, if you look at the options given, even from there also we can eliminate. Like the first option is statement is false, the second one is statement is somewhat false, the third one is statement is true, statement is neither true nor false. So the thing is, A, B, C, D, among these, A, B is somewhat similar. C and D are distinct. So in the sense, in this, so what do we mean by actually statement is false and statement is somewhat false? These two actually doesn't hold any distinction, because a statement is either true or false. There is no in between in logical order. So in that sense, these two can be eliminated. So there can't be two options. If statement is somewhat false, then it's false. And if statement is false, then statement is also somewhat false. So that they can be eliminated. So we are left with statement is true or statement is neither true nor false. So that way we can eliminate, and we can have fewer options to attempt to. And then we can also look at the statement. Sociological imagination requires us to think ourselves away from the familiar routines of our daily lives in order to look at them anew. Sociological imagination is what? Linking the individual to the whole. In that sense, sociological imagination is being brought forward by Louis Wright. C. Wright Mills. So in that sense, we can say that this statement is true. So C will be the answer. Yeah. So that is, but my main thing was to show that for bringing this question is to show that how we can limit our options even within four kind of question options. So identify the statement which is not correct. These kind of questions also come. Human societies are not constructed at every moment by individuals in interaction. There are irregularities in the ways we behave and in the relationship we have with one another. Social contexts do not consist just of a random assortment of actions. Our activities, both structure, give shape to the social world around us, and at the same time are structured by the social world. So our activities both structure, give shape to, and the social world around us, and at the same time are structured by the social world. So this is a true statement. This is part of one paradigm within sociology, one theoretical paradigm within sociology, which is called structuralism, then structural functionalism, and then social. This is what we call the reproduction and production. Social contexts do not consist just of random assortment of actions. This is true. It is not random. Actions are the D actually justifies C in a sense that all the structures give rise to our actions, and then our actions also give rise to structures. So there are regularities in the ways we behave in the relationship we have with one another. This in a way is somewhat, so let's go to A. Human societies are not reconstructed at every moment by individuals in interaction. So this is totally false, because human societies are not reconstructed at every moment. Human societies are, D actually gives us the answer here, that D and A are completely kind of opposite. So if you are saying D and C are correct, then B are also that. How can we interpret B? That there are regularities in the ways we behave. This is how structure actually shapes. A shape and regularity. These two words are similarly used here. So that's why A is the answer here. A is not correct. Is it clear, or like is it okay? Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So then moving on to the next type of question. In order to make sociology a positive science, what should sociologists not do? This is from positive science means there. This is a question from that methodology part. Uh, so in a sense, it's asking that if it is positivism, that within positivism, how would sociology be done? So apply the same rigorous scientific methods to study of society that physical and natural sciences used to study the physical and natural world. Concerned only with observable entities that are unknown directly to experience. Understand the causal relationship between events and predict how future events will occur. Produce knowledge about society based on empirical evidence drawn from observations. So concerned only with observable entities that are unknown directly to experience. Okay, how to deal with this now? So positivism actually, the tenets of positivism states what, that facts are based on facts based facts actually validates, in a sense, empirical evidence drawn from observations are regarded as knowledge. And then D is correct. Understand the causal relationship between events and predict how positivism tries to predict future events. So C is correct. Concern only with observable entities that are unknown directly to experience. So this is where the problem is, that observable entities that are unknown direct. So this is this is metaphysical entities that this is talking about, that those which are not reachable to our experience can be only studied within positivism, positive science. So this is not true. This is this is going to be the answer. So that's how we can do. This is from the knowing of what positive science is. We have actually found out the answer. It's not through elimination actually. So according to Durkheim, suicide is an aggregate of individual acts, a purely personal act, nothing but socially patterned phenomena, and not external to the individual. This is like to only show how questions regarding thinkers actually come. Certain questions are fairly easy actually. This is one is also a very easy one. Here D is the answer, because it's not purely personal act. Otherwise, it won't like what Durkheim has established is suicide is not personal or individual purely; it is social also. So that's why B is the answer here. Oh, sorry. It's not to find the. Sorry. I made a mistake here. So C is the answer here. C is the answer because nothing but socially patterned phenomenon. That is what Durkheim actually established. Not external to the individual. That is not true. It is external. That's why it is social. An aggregate of individual acts, that cannot be also true. It is more than the aggregate of individual acts. That's what Durkheim actually says as a social fact, something that is more than the sum total or the aggregate. So C is the answer here. So what do you mean by good sociological research? Again, it's a question from research methodology. And it is also based on the basic understanding of what sociological research is. So that's how the questions actually come. It should help us understand our social lives. It should take us by surprise in the questions it asks. And so sociology is not also about not only about like finding something grand, something totally grand. So B cannot be an answer. So both the above answers are correct. That cannot be true because B is not an answer. None of the answers are correct. That is also not true. That we have to look up because it should help us understand our lives. Understanding is both ways because we understand something and it also helps us understanding ourselves. So, and understanding is constantly there. So in that sense, sociological research actually makes our grounding of our understanding of society a very deep one. So in the sense that in that sense, A is the answer. Is there anything that one can like anyone wants to ask at this point? Hello.
No, bhaiya, continue.
Okay. So many Westerners still believe that Africa is a dark continent inhabited by primitive tribes, always engaged in warfare. Identify appropriate sociological term used to describe this phenomenon. So what is this? This is not directly, but to understand, like how do we really understand a phenomena and uh, try to bring it under a categorization. It's testing that actually. So in a way, xenophobia, it's not xenophobia in the sense that it is not the fear of the other. There is no fear in this statement. Many Westerners still believe that Africa is a dark continent inhabited by primitive tribes always engaged in warfare. Racial superiority. Racial superiority, well, it goes nearly that way, but racial superiority in the sense that it is the dark, one would say ki this is West and Africa is, the word Africa is near to dark, so one might say this is racial superiority that is being reflected here. No, because dark in the sense, dark in terms of knowledge, by primitive tribes always engaged in warfare in terms of knowledge, in terms of their uh, in terms of development, so-called development. So in this is cultural shock. No, one has to go inside a culture to have cultural shock. This is not cultural shock. So this is ethnocentrism actually. One what is really been done in this statement, that Westerners are thinking from their point and evaluating the other in from their point. So this is that. So which of the following statement is incorrect? This one is actually a repetition of earlier one, but one can just look at it. All these are class systems are fluid. Yeah, if class systems are fluid, then class positions can't be can't be ascribed. So class positions are achieved. So otherwise, if it's ascribed, then it can't be fluid. So either this or this is not true. Class is economically best. Yes, class systems are impersonal. So if it is impersonal, then it can't be ascribed. So in that sense, this is problematic part. So B is the answer here. Incorrect. So these kind of questions also come. Two statements are given, and we have to find the answer. Are they both correct, or which one is correct and which one is not correct? Social interaction is directly observable. So is social relationship. And shared expectations do not pattern social interaction into social relationship. Social interaction is directly observable. So is social relationship, which is true, which is correct. Shared expectations do not pattern social interaction into social relationship. Shared expectations do actually pattern, like shared expectations actually give rise to social relationships. That's how marriage happen. That's how business deals happens. All these kind of things. So shared expectations do actually go. So this is a way statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is not correct. So that's how we can find. This is not. There is no I have not found a question actually to try elimination there. There is this kind of question also come. One is people have already dealt with it in net exams and in other form of exams. So here actually it's easier if one knows two kind of two linkage. When with that one can answer this question, like Louis Worth is related to urbanism is as a way of life, and then George Gimel is related to metropolis and mental life. So C is with 1, A is with 4. So we can only look at that C1 A with 4 and B with 1, B1 and A4. This combination is only present in this option, so we can just go there. We can just say this is the correct answer. I think I have to check, but let me check if it is the correct answer or not. But we can also see Oscar Lewis is related to culture of poverty. So C is related to 2. Is it there? Yeah, C is related to 2. So that D is related to 3. So that's how we can get the answer. Yeah, we don't have to check this one. So and this kind of question also comes. Like there are certain statements, and the combination of 3 or 4 statements will be given in answer. So we have to find the right combination. So according to Durkheim, which of the following statements are correct? Production of norms does not require interaction. That is not correct actually. Not said by Durkheim. Social life is impossible apart from normative regulation. Social life is impossible apart from. This is true because social life cannot happen without normative regulation, according to Durkheim. Normative regulation in the sense we can talk about the structures and all. Without norms to regulate interactions, cooperation is impossible. This is also true. And then social life is possible apart from. Well, this is completely opposite of what is said there in B. So this is not true. And production of norms requires interaction. This is true. Production of norms requires interaction because we already have had one example that interaction give rise to norms and norms give rise to interaction. So it's in a way circular or in a way a spiral process. So B, C, E, these are the answers. So I think we have come to an end to this PPT. So is there any question? Hello? Hello?
There are no question from my side.
Yeah, see. Yes? Okay. So any other question regarding like types of questions that come in entrance exams, and also like other kind of questions regarding syllabus and references. Hello.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm wondering about the distribution of.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I was asking, what is the distribution between questions that are related to sociology of education and sociology in itself? Because the questions that we were doing, most of them were pure sociology,
Okay.
and then there's sociology of education. So given
But
this
I
emphasis
think
for
you
education, so I'm
had
wondering.
in your MA you had one course on sociology, like society and education, or sociology of education, that sort of paper, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that just go through that. If the syllabus of that course is available, just go through that. So you will get or the bibliography that was suggested in that course. Just go through that, and you will find pretty much all the, you can get an idea that these are the authors we have to look up. And then also from other than education, sociology of education, what happens is what we have seen, there are questions about questions about paradigms of sociology, like within sociology, theories, various theories of sociology. So that is always there, and that is not related to only focused on education, but before, you can take a time period also, like before 60s, sociology of education was not that prevalent. Actually, that was not the central focus of people. Like, it was actually Durkheim who started writing in his late life, and then later on he made it a focus for sociology. So that was also, like, after Durkheim it was stopped, and then later on it was picked up by Talcott Parsons and others. So it took time to get a grasp. So to ask certain things, like functionalist or the Marxist or the other kind of these other paradigms like symbolic interactionist, all these other strands in sociology, theoretical positions in sociology. So the questions from these will come not just from education, but from other, from the basic assumptions and from the basic points of those theories. So who are the thinkers, and what are the basic underlying axioms of those theories. Questions will be regarding that.
Yeah, thank you.
Not like deep into investigation into their works also. It's not like that. Yeah.
That helps. Thank you.
Hello?
Shravan this side. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying that I assume that you have done your coursework from the center.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who are those people whom they introduced you in coursework from the sociological point of view? I mean, the people whom they discuss, like in the last session, we got insights about philosophy of science, where we were introduced to Popper and Kuhn, were two people who extensively had their place in the classroom discussions. And something in that similar line, with respect to sociology, who are the people whom center really talks about?
No, the classical thinkers are always there, like Marx, Weber, Durkheim, all these are there. And then there are specifically to sociology of education, all these you said names of Ivan Illich, and then Paulo Freire, and then these are also discussed. So in sociology of education, when you go into second sem, I think all these are will come in. And then there are also basket courses on multiculturalism, and then all these they will be also discussed. But the thing is, it's not like it's always like we have to read everything. But then the focus needs to be on education. That doesn't like Bourdieu needs to be read like the. It's not like whatever Bourdieu has written about education, only that part we read and then we leave the other parts. We have to read everything to understand the theory and the standpoints of those thinkers, and then we have to also understand the debates of that era, and that historical understanding needs to be also there. So it's not just one course that is being taught in this. Like you will be exposed to many other like economic thinkers also, thinkers from economics, thinkers from psychology, thinkers from writings from history. All these will be also be taught. So I think one does not need to think that the course syllabus will, regarding this exam, the course syllabus one needs to keep in mind, and then what we have seen from the papers, that these core thinkers will be like they will come certainly, most certainly, and most of the chunk of the questions will, like larger chunk of the paper will be devoted to all these classical thinkers only, and then there will be other thinkers based on education who will be asked. So this, but then one has to be very, like even the thinkers and the theories, one needs to have a basic idea to attempt these questions. Otherwise, one can rely upon these kind of tactics of elimination and all this to arrive at a like certain certitude that this might be the right answer, and hopefully becomes the right one. So that's the position. Okay. So is there anything else? Okay, I guess. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. So I think we have arrived at the conclusion of this session actually. So I wish every aspirant all the best for their yeah. Thank you. All the best for their preparation and also for the exams. May everyone actually get what they wish for, and then if there's anything that bothers you regarding course and whatever might be the problem, then I am available. I'm posting my Gmail ID, and then I'll also post my number. You can contact me. Also, if you find a problem with finding materials, I can help you with that. For Weber, I guess if you are going to read it now, then George Ridger has a concise part. That book that would be enough. for having a basic understanding of all the concepts related to Weber. That's it. I think that would help. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So I guess we need to conclude now. All the best to everyone, and I have posted my number. Please note that, and also my email ID. Okay. Good night to you. Okay.